Welcome to my very first Q&A video. My name is Sarah Bullock. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me. And today I'm going to be answering all the questions that you guys have asked me in my comments. So let's get into it. So before I start, I do want to just introduce myself and let you guys know a little bit of info about me. As I said before, my name is Sarah Bullock. I'm 28 years old and I live in New York City. I'm from Houston, Texas, and I've lived in New York for 5 years. Once I graduated college, I was like, I've got to get out of here. And I booked a one-way flight. My parents did not believe me until the day before that I left. And yeah, I always said I was going to live here for 2 years, and I've been here for 5, going on my 6. So I'm not sure if I will ever leave, but I'm just going wherever life takes me. I work corporate. I work in the home textiles industry, and I do sales, and I really enjoy it. And I actually kind of fell into that job, and I've been there for 5 years as well. So yeah, I originally moved here for fashion, and fashion is very hard in New York City. It is not as glamorous as a lot of people show on social media or the internet, but you know, if you can do it, kudos to you, because it is a really tough industry with not a lot of pay. So that's a little bit about me. I'm gonna get into the questions that you guys asked me. So the first question is, what are the goals for my YouTube channel? I really want to stay true to myself. And that's a promise that I made to myself starting this. Everyone is so different, and I think everyone has something else to offer to the world, and I truly believe that. And I think that we can all just bring something special to every day, and that's what my goal is. Also, I just want everyone to feel like they can be themselves confidently and not have to try and be like somebody else. Just because something, like say for fashion, say that something is trending, doesn't mean you have to buy it, or you could go to a thrift store and find your own version of it. So I truly believe that, and I think I just want to promote and show that you can be yourself, and being yourself is cool. And that's really my goal for my channel. Showing that being yourself is really cool. What made me want to start a YouTube channel? So when I guess back in 2013, 2014, and I was about to graduate high school, I actually was a blogger, and I loved it. Like, I loved texting my mom saying, will you take some photos of me in this little part of town? And I would get all dressed up in my new outfit, and my mom would take photos of me, and I would post it on my website, and I would blog about it, and I would blog about my day, and I'd blog about what I'm wearing, and just maybe I had like an experience when I purchased an item, and I would just blog about it. And I really enjoyed it. And then I got made fun of it when I went to college. I tried to continue to blog, and honestly, like, my confidence level in college, I don't think I was ready to blog and be in college. Like, I couldn't do it with the criticism that I got, and I wish I never would have quit. Like, I look back and I'm like, oh, I wish I could look back like 2-3 years ago and see what I was wearing. Like, I love that stuff. And then also when I was home for the holidays, we got my mom a VCR tape, and we were playing all these old videos, and like everything was just so unedited, and I loved it. Like, I just enjoy seeing that stuff and just being like, oh my God, I forgot that even happened. And so I really just want to document my life for myself, whether no one watches or everyone watches. I wish I could look back 2 years ago and be like, oh, I loved, you know, this apartment that I lived in, or like, oh, look how much fun I went to this restaurant. Like, I feel like my memory is not that great. And I've like experienced so many amazing things living in New York City, and I don't have anything except for photos, but I don't really have anything that I've documented that I can look back on. And like it pains me that I don't have that. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna show my weekends. I'm gonna show my weeks, like whatever I'm going through, my highs, my lows, like whether I have this going on or something else. Like, I just wish I could just look back, and I'm just gonna start doing that now. So I'm posting weeks/weekends in my life, and there's gonna be some really boring weekends, and then there's gonna be some more fun weekends. And I mean, this past weekend was so much fun, and I'm so glad that I vlogged it. And I love that stuff. I love videos. I've always loved being creative, having a creative outlet. And I feel like I really lost myself for a little bit, probably like when COVID hit. Like, I just really, like, my creativity really hit a rut, and I just like didn't have that creative outlet anymore. And I just kind of got stuck with just like being on like social media and really just watching other people be creative. And I miss that about myself. And so I think last summer I was like, I really want to vlog. And I was talking to my boyfriend about it, and he was like, you should really do it. Like, if, you know, you're so creative and, you know, you already know how to make videos, like, you should just do it. So I think like 2024, I was like, no more BS. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I don't care what anyone thinks. This is my life. If I died tomorrow, like, I want to make sure that I'm being myself and not what everybody else wants me to be. I'm gonna be me. This is me. So yeah, I guess that is what made me want to start a YouTube channel. Also, I forgot to mention, in college, I made a bunch of videos. I would make travel videos and I would post them on YouTube. So reactivating this channel, I had to hide a bunch of them because they're really cringy, but I don't know. It's fun to look back on. And then I would make my cousins come over and we would do videos. And then in college, I would make our sorority videos, and I would go to frat parties and I would bring around my huge Canon camera and I would whip out the flash and be like, everyone get together. So I was just really known as like the girl with the camera, like always. I just always brought my camera everywhere. And I've taken some graduation photos for people. So I miss that part about myself. And being in New York, it is the greatest city. Like, and I feel like I'm starting to take things for granted. Like, my commute to work, I get to see like the most gorgeous views, and like sometimes even taking the ferry or just like walking down the street in New York City. I think this is so normal, and it's not. So yeah, I'm gonna start vlogging it. And that's the whole point of why I'm here. Okay, next question. Where do I recommend visiting in New York City? So I know that there are some good hotels, like the Ludlow Hotel. I've never stayed at, but I've always wanted to. And then Phuket's, which is in Tribeca, I believe, is a newer hotel. Those are more like bougie. I would say the Ludlow is more like middle, but Phuket's is a little bit more of like the bougie hotel, but I'm pretty sure all the rooms are pink, which is super cute. I haven't like stayed at a bunch of hotels because I live here, but I mean, even like some hotels like in Upper East are great. But yeah, I recommend the Ludlow. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And then if you want to like plan a day for like each kind of part of New York, I suggest doing one day with like West Village and Soho. I suggest doing the Upper East, which is really nice, like Central Park, 59th Street, 57th Street, all of that. And then I would also do like the East Side. The East Side has great thrift stores. It's a little bit more grungy, but I love that. I think everyone dresses so cool and different, and I enjoy that personally. So, and then if I had to do a restaurant recommendation, let me pull up my list, because my list is so, like, it literally scroll. Okay. I've been to some really good restaurants. I recommend having a reservation, but that does not mean that you can't go. I've gone to some really great restaurants where you can just walk in. Like, I've been to Don Angie's, impossible to get a reservation. I just walked in one day and they sat me and my boyfriend immediately, and it was some of the best food I've ever had in my life. Saying that, if you're coming to New York, I mean, you could try that, but it is impossible to get a reservation there. And same with like Polo Bar and Carbone, all great spots. But if there's any place that I could recommend that you can get a resi at, that's a little bit easier. I would say, I think American Bar, if you do it like a week out, I think that you're able to get like a good reservation. And then we recently went to A2A2, which is, I believe, Lower East Side. That was so cool and so different. Yeah, I definitely recommend that spot. Ooh, I love Lola Taverna, which is more Soho. I feel like it's not impossible to get a reservation there. And then a lot of people have talked about Pasties. I've never been, but I feel like that's another good spot. That's in Meatpacking. Meatpacking is a great area to walk around. It's so cool, the cobblestone streets. And they've recently added like a bunch of stores over there. And then, let's see what else. Oh, and then if you come when it's warm, I highly recommend Malibu Farms and Fide-Eye. I love Fide-Eye. I know Fide-Eye gets a lot of heat. Financial District is Fide-Eye. But Malibu Farms is really nice and the food is really good. You could go for brunch. Dirty French is a good one. I think that one is actually is that in the Ludlow Hotel? Pretty sure. Yeah, it's actually in the Ludlow Hotel. So if you stay at the Ludlow, go to Dirty French. It's a fun dinner spot. Usually has like a good vibe to it. Oh, Palma in the West Village is amazing. I highly recommend it. It is so cute. It's a great like date spot. It's a great like girls' night. Oh, it's so cute. It's like inside of a brownstone, I believe, and there's like flowers. It's so charming. But I'll get y'all a better list later on, but those are just some places that I recommend. Okay, next question. Do I support any sports teams? We support the Knicks in this household. My boyfriend is a huge Knicks fan, and I just joined the team. I am not really tied to, like, because I'm from Texas, I'm not really tied to any Texas teams, but I really love the Knicks, and I feel like it's fun to be a Knicks fan, especially because they're doing so well this season. But the Knicks games are insane. They're such an experience. If you're visiting New York, highly recommend going to a Knicks game, even if you're sitting in the nosebleeds. It is so fun. Okay, next question. My favorite movie. So we recently watched Uptown Girls, and I had tears in my eyes. I just love that movie. And then I'm not like a big movie or show person, so this question is a little bit hard for me, but another movie that I like. A few months ago, I went to the movies with my dad, and he wanted to watch Equalizer 3. That was such a good movie. I wasn't expecting it because I was like, I'm just gonna go with him. We both have like two different tastes, but just to do something fun together. And it was such an insane movie. I want to watch the first one and the second one, I haven't yet, but it is on my list. But if you guys have any movies that you recommend that I should watch that are really, really, really good, I don't know if I'm picky, but my attention span is just not there. But yeah, I'm always open to someone recommending a movie, so let me know. My favorite food. Ooh, my favorite food is sushi. When my cousin visited recently, she made me go to, I'm gonna get the name for y'all. So I highly recommend going to Takumi, but I guess my favorite food. Yeah, I would have to stick to sushi. Sushi's my favorite. It is so good. I love like a crispy rice or like just a salmon roll. So good. I love salmon. Like anything salmon. If we go to a restaurant, I'm ordering the salmon entree. Like I think I've tried so many dishes in the city, so many salmon dishes in the city. It's insane. And one of the best places that I've had a salmon dish is at a spot called, it's from the Fulton. So good. Okay, next question. Biggest achievement in my life. I think I have a few, but I think one of my biggest achievements is moving to New York City with $1,000. And I quit my job 2 weeks later and I ended up finding a new one. I'm just really proud of myself and how resilient I was. I didn't take no for an answer, and being so young, I didn't have all the answers in the world, but I just stuck true to myself and I'm still here. So I'm really proud of myself, and I think that is one of my biggest achievements. And just finding my way and meeting people and making friends. It's not easy, but I'm proud of myself for that. So, what TV shows have I been watching? Again, I don't know why, but my attention span for movies and TV shows, like it's just not there. But I do love the Kardashians. I would say that is like my longest commitment to a TV show in my life. I've been watching that with my mom since I was like in middle school, or I guess high school. Every single night we would watch the Kardashians, whatever was on E! News, even if it was a rerun, we would watch it all the time. And then other TV shows that I enjoy, I enjoy watching vlogs. I'm not one of those people that you'll come up to and be like, oh my gosh, like, have you been watching this show? Like, I don't know why. I can't get there. So, next question. What was my favorite subject in school? So I was more of like a math and history girl because multiple choice answers are so much easier for me than like English, where you had to like write a novel for an answer. So yeah, I was more of a math girl. I still am a math girl. I love solving math problems. I'm on the sales team. I do a lot of math. But it's interesting because I feel like most people who are creative, they are more into like English and yeah, I guess like just more like the English side. And then those people tend to be more creative, but I'm more, I guess, like logical, but I'm still creative. So I don't know. And then last question that I will answer, do I have any big plans for 2024? I do have some I don't know if I have any big plans. I have some goals for myself, but we traveled a lot in 2021. Like we went to 10 weddings and they were all in none of them were in New York City, maybe one of them. So we traveled a ton. But I do want to do one big trip. I said in my last video that I do want to go to Australia for New Year's or like January 2025. I have been wanting to start a company for so long. Let me backtrack and say, when I went to college, I started a fashion boutique and I think it only lasted maybe like 5 months. And I really understood what it took to run a business. I was the social media person. I was doing inventory. I was making sure, I was like part of the sales team. I was doing content. Like, there were so many different realms, I guess. Being a party of one, trying to run, a small company. I really, really, really enjoyed it. I've always loved entrepreneurship, and I've always seen myself running my own business. I'm very sales driven. So I do have big plans for 2024, and I do have a goal for myself to start my own company. And this actually has been since 2020. I've had the business plan for so long, and I have not made the first step to initiate the plan. I have the name, I have what it's the whole everything. I have everything. And it's ready. I just need to take that first step. And one of my goals last year was to take the first step, and I didn't. And I think this year I've just really realized how fast life goes, and I don't ever want to look back and be like, oh, I wish I did X, Y, and Z in my life looking back, So my goal is to open up my own company, and I want to document it all. I want to show start to finish, and in 3 years when this company is running, I can look back and be like, dang, remember how much work you put into this, and you've logged it all, and I could just see the progress. So yeah, and I have plans to travel. I do want to go to Paris. I want to go to Copenhagen so bad. I want to go to Mallorca. I want to go to Japan. I want to go to Morocco. There's so many. I want to go to Cabo. There's so many places that I want to travel to. So I guess just a big goal is to just document it all and be able to look back on it. So those are all the questions. Those are very surface level questions, but I will probably do another Q&A video maybe next month or in a few months. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and you can follow me on Instagram. I'll put my handle in the description. So I can't wait for y'all to get to know me more. I can't wait to get to know y'all more. So thank you for watching, and see you in my next vlog. Bye.